The big problem is the chancellor though.
Yeah, oh yes, and that other woman, yeah. Donnet here. In a right state. Selling everything off. Now up through the line here. Metro they've gone now from pipe they couldn't get the parts he was saying, trying to think about it. Get all the parts, some of the old cars. You do have problems sometimes. Audi GT Coupe, no. 422,000 miles. Awning there. The sun is out. And the Bentley, no less, there we are. Part of Stroud District Owners Club. Some people say the older cars will do more miles than the later ones. Lotus Elan there. Apparently some people haven't gone. They just moved the car. I'm presuming that's correct. Lotus Elan there. Porsche. Pt2 GTI now. Or is it a mock-up look-alike? I don't know. Check it out. It's not, I don't think it is a GTI. It's had a bit of customization, I should think. Like some of the young people do when they buy these. Although it's got the GTR steering wheel. It may well be. Some people have got to customise the car, especially the young people. St Roses here in this crowd. Nice to have a right out. Some children here from the school as well having a good look around.
I kept thinking, what stopping?
What's the 40 Sports 1953. Old Citroen here, Zand here. Land Rover there, no less, there we are. Austin Healey Sprite here. Well, of course, Land Rover, early 60s. Now, I'm not sure, it's probably the 2A there. Beetle, very bad condition there. Down to the Cortina with American for sale there. Ford, Japanese, of course, as well here. Hello. All right. What's that? Is that a Subaru?
No, how dare you? It's a Toyota Tercel.
Oh yeah.
Four-wheel drive.
Yeah, I've had a problem with those Subarus, and yeah, they were nothing but trouble apparently.
Very true. You won't get that with a Toyota.
No, no. Anyway, Minis here. GMOC Classic Hub for Minis here. Definitely Japanese in the Toyota there. Looks a bit like one of the old Subaru. All right.
I said to him, you're a long time.
Minis here, there we a good lineup. We've got a Nissan here, there we are. Is that the Cube? Well, there we are. Like the Mini Clubman here. There we are. Right. Forward control Land Rover. St Roses School grounds here. Along around the final section of the cars here. Now, possibly Sunbeam. Roots Group, 96.7 Sunbeam Alpine, 1967. Sierra here. In the grounds of St Roses. The charity spectacular.
Finn, that's not our people.
Very popular here. I think these might have been based on the Citroen 2CV. French course. The 1927 Daimler Q27 Tourer. And we have Morris 10 for there, vintage. Classics here, Porsche, Fiats, other cars here, Minis, Mini Cooper, Jaguar XK8. There are the 4 litre, lovely 4 litre Jag here, sports, XK8 here, and certainly when you say this is one of the cars you should have before you die, I suppose it does make a difference if you know Christ or not. So a lovely car there, smooth. Very nice line of cars here, and we have rather rare Rover 100 1.4, the Rover 200 engine, 214 engine, top of the range here, and this lady had since 4 years old, done about 30,000 miles. It does need a bit of work now. Perhaps Neil with Healey might like it. There we are. I'll spend a bit of time doing that. Over in Worcester, the old Healey Imp, but this one we're doing very well. The Rover 100 here, the quick one, the 1.4, same as the, as I say, the Rover 200 in the day. 30,000 miles. There we are. Top of the range, Rover 100. Austin Opal here. Started up. And then continuing the lineup here. The cars. Now, what's this here? Made in Chelsea. This is, now, is it a for an American car made in? Maybe it's Canada. Sorry, not Chelsea. DeSoto. There we are. There's some American cars here and Canadian by the looks of it. Peugeot 106. Another sports here. That's a BMW. There's a Nissan GTR there. No, possibly. Or it isn't badged as a Nissan. It is, it's a Nissan Skyline. No, it is a Nissan. The Renault Clio here, looks like a Williams TVR Griffin now, I believe. And others here, the Triumph Dolomite. Classic there we are. Triumph Dolomite there. Pure colour, of course, as well. Now we have a Mitsubishi Colt here, I think known as Colt before Mitsubishi, Japanese, of course. Sapporo. Big problem with a lot of people don't know is Mitsubishi were firing at us with their planes in Southeast Asia in 1942, I believe it was. Horrendous. So we let them build cars here and factories. A lot of people didn't buy Japanese cars for many years. Certainly not made in Japan. This is the Vauxhall Calibra, I do believe. Vauxhall Calibra. Lotus Elan here. Some people still won't buy foreign cars. Trying to keep the industry going here, which most people did until Rover went bankrupt as well, perhaps. Those who wanted to buy British did do. Sadly, less cars made here now. More Japanese cars perhaps made here now. Talking of Japanese, motorbikes here as well. Kawasaki Honda, another one. Of course, we had healthy motorbike industry at one time as well. Unfortunately, not so much now. That's BMW. But I believe, unfortunately, the police do use BMW. That's actually though a Triumph, because the name was resurrected in what, 1995, 96. Yamaha there. BSA Bantam. Alright. BSA Bantam there, and the Sunbeam there with the sidecar. Just right for Wally Batty. National Summer Wine, of course. At St. Rose's, and we got a few more bikes behind me here. What's last of the summer wine in the day? St. Rose's. More on the American lineup here. This one's for sale here. Chevrolet Silverado. It's a pickup. 3.5 V8 by the looks of it in that one. Massive V8. Now this is the another massive car. See the size of it here. Takes up at least 2 spaces, if not more. The Mercury. Of course, the American roads were a lot bigger. All right. Wider American roads, I think that's what it is. They're going smaller now, aren't they? More economical. Of course, you used to see some of these vehicles on the American films in the day. Bit of Chev. Pontiac here. Now, I'm sure some of the budding enthusiasts know about the cars will certainly know a lot more than me, being a novice. Vauxhall there with the X. And our resident Bentley enthusiast here. Certainly goes around a lot of car shows with a Bentley. I think this one came back from Monaco or somewhere. Lovely interior. He's had Aston Martins, Jaguars and all sorts, I do believe. He tells everybody all the information about all the details, and then he lets them sit in it. There are Tony Towers here. In from Cheltenham. Top speed of 185 miles an hour. We have here, I think it's probably a Ford. Which one's this? Is it a Ford Prefect?
No.
Oh yeah, yeah. Have you seen that Tony? He's always around. Isn't he? I haven't seen him for ages. With a Bentley. Yeah. No. Ford Popular there. Well, that's the difference. And the 1923 Morris Oxford Bullnose, the Victoria. Another vintage. Lovely Jaguar there. There we are, Morris Cowley. Built in Cowley. In Oxfordshire. Lovely touring car here. Lovely Jag there, the XK150. That's how, of course, there was a 120 and a 150. This is the 150. Model T Ford. Of course, took the American motor industry to great heights. Ford Model T. Never looked back. The MGA there. And we have the Gilburn. There we are. Gilburn GT. No, that's a known make. Mass-produced Welsh car in 1964. Cost £1,000. MGA-B engine 1.8. Owned by a veteran, raced it for 4 years. Bought 60 in less than 10 seconds. There we go. Hours. Still the test of time. They were made between 1959 and 1974. There we are on that MGA. There as well. Continental here, American car. Nice big right up here as well. Just go round and back again. Probably another Ford Mustang there.
Sorry, 3000.
Yeah.
AC Acura 1956, there we are. Straight 6. And a Mini 12.75 GT Clubman, no doubt there.
And then I thought it said
GT here. Alright. Vast array of cars here, classic, vintage and sports cars. Wheel nuts. A rather healthy MG range here, the Gloucestershire MG Owners Club from 1976. Imagine, nearly 50 years ago. Might even well be 50 years old. Lunch is available here, tea and coffee, all proceeds to the work of the school here. The main fundraiser for the school here. Yeah, which one is it? I gave them a couple of the internal, I think it was a TC and a TA over the years. Budding enthusiasts, of course, know all about them. Including probably the later models. This is the MGTA, yeah, there we are. From 1938 TA.
The problem with the car is that you've got different types of cast iron.
You've got
You just get a fantastic
the MG BGT from what, the 1800 of the 1979 Inca yellow of the day. Another one here needs a little bit of work there. MGB from 1971 B series engine. Roadster here. 1.8. And we have another one alongside here, the MGB GT 1970. That's Primrose Yellow. Up to date here with the, certainly later, offering here the MGTF. We're going to say, certainly that was what, 20 years old. Being what, 2005 on the last on the maiden course. With the 135 brake horsepower, the K series engine. Mostly the sun's out. One is held up for us here. MGB here and the MGB, presume it's a GT. B series 4-cylinder 1.8 1970 Blue Royale. It's the Roadster, there we are. Just put it a bit separate there. And this will be another MGTF 160 brake horsepower from 2003. I think this is probably going to be an F. There we are, the 2001 K series 2-seater convertible. There we are, the MGF quickly shot to the top of the affordable sports car charts in Britain and remained there until the introduction of the MGTF in 2002. There we are. Launched in 1995. Remember that, the later part of 1995. Great to see them back making sports cars. Perhaps genuine sports car, 2-seater sports cars. Before they were all sports versions of Maestros, Montegos and all that. Anyway, the Metros, or certainly, I don't think they made over 100 MG version, but there we are. So back into the sports cars, probably why now the Chinese are so interested in it as well. Sports cars, and later offering being here as well. Now this is something to turn the nose of it, but this is what keeps them going, of course. And they might, well, I've heard they might well make a load more cars here, a new factory, whatever, subject to what they sell here. SAIC, of course, make these. This is the MGZS, the later one, of course, not to be confused with the earlier ZS, made by Rover. It's 2018, this is as well. So it's perhaps what the latest offering from the Chinese amalgamation. 1000cc probably means it may well be, well, certainly hybrid. This is a hybrid. There we are. Very popular here. And looking down the MG Roadster here, how popular the MGs, the old classic ones are. Perhaps people look at the new ones now as well. The MG TF there as well. Affordable classics. And another MG, there we are, a touring car there. There we are. Open front windscreen. And all information on there. Cotswold Caper, 5th of July 2026. There we are. Join us for a scenic travel drive through Cotswolds and beyond. There we are. £35 per car. There we are now. Well, back to the cars here. I'm not sure which one that is. I could inquire. Subject to them not being too busy with the annual conversation. The MGYT 1949. We're near the end of the lineup here. I believe 1 year I came. I think the Gilburns are all lined up here. The Gilburn Club. This is the MGY type from 1950. Of course, you can inquire if you don't know, but it is nice to have a write-up. We just open the bonnet here. Yeah, there we are, nice little engine compartment there. Easy to maintain.
Oh, that should be up on here. Yeah.
We are nuts here at St. Rose's. Formed in 1976. We have Austin Healey 3000 here alongside the 1952 Austin A40 Sports at Wheel Nuts here. St. Rose's School. There's even a few magazines from the club available here as well, free of charge. But look at some of the history here. Donald Healey died some time ago, unfortunately, but some history here. He was a car designer, engineer, speed record holder, rally driver. Studied engineering at Newquay College and Kingston upon Thames College. 1914 apprenticed to Sopwith Aviation Company. 1916 World War I pilot and instructor in the Royal Flying Corps. Shot down by British guns. More crashes. Invalidated out of RFC. Probably the Rugby Football Club. 1920 opened Perranporth's first motor garage. Now this is way down in the West Country, of course. Not around here. This is Stroud. 1921 married Ivy Maud James. They went on to have 3 sons. 1923 to 53. Competition driver wins 1931 Monte Carlo Rally in a 4.5 Invicta second in 1932. 1930s chief designer for Triumph cars, Southern Cross, Dolomite and Gloria, Dolomite 8 and Gloria. World War II work on aircraft engine carburetors and Humber armoured cars. 1945 opened Don Healey Motor Company Warwick. There we are, Warwick in the Midlands, of course, West Midlands, of course. 1946 to 54, Healey Elliott 104 produced sports, luxury and brief, the world's fastest seat production car. Healey Westland 70, Healey Sportsmobile 25, Healey Silverstone 105, Healey Tickford 222, always Riley 2.4 cc 4-cylinder engines. That's the production numbers, no doubt there. Nash Healey 506 3.8. 1952 Healey 100 mile an hour. Austin Healey 100 3 gears and overdrive 4,600 produced. All the details here. 1955 AH100S 4 gears. Some of the details here and more cars up to what? 1972 to 76, the Jensen Healey 10,000 just ever produced. Donald Mitchell Healey, 1898 to 1988 he died. Didn't know it was that long. There we are. Remembered by a memorial window in St Michael's Church in Perranporth and a small monument next to the Treebar Gardens Visitor Centre, of course, down in the West Country. It's all the poverty down there, of course. I'm sure they could have done something like him to give them a bit of a insight and intuition of how to make cars, and certainly engineering skills. There we are, the St Rose's here in Stroud, raising funds for St Rose's School once a year. Our late arrival here at we are at St Stroud is the Austin Princess here. There we are. Run out from 1980. There's no right up here, but it's the HLS model, 2 litre. Very clean under the bonnet here, very tidy. No rust there, and certainly lovely condition for the Austin Princess, not to be confused with the earlier model Austin Princess. Lovely, comfortable, more like armchair interior, great cruising car. You know, some people used to pull caravans with these. And the Princess 2000, of course, there was a 2.2. I think it was a 1.8. No, a later one was a 1.7, I do believe. They did update the engine slightly. Car for the 70s, I think these came out, what, 1975, 76, but they up to about 79 or so. I think, not saying that many of them in competition with the Ford Granada and the likes, but certainly they brought out an Ambassador afterwards, more modern, for the 80s, but certainly short-lived as well, unfortunately. This is the Austin Princess. There we are. Don't see many of those around. Triumph TR6 here. This is a car not seen parked on the end here. The Triumph TR6. Information right up there as well. Labrador looking on there. Not sure something parked here.
Next time you wait.
Fiat 500 Mini Cooper, the John Cooper. A lovely Triumph Vitesse 2 litre 4-light saloon from 1938. Vintage. And what's that there? There. Certainly, it's a Barclay there. It's about BRKELEY. The world's lowest price sports car. There we are. Even got another one next door, the 895.
It's quite lit. That's like a motorbike.
Yeah. That's why they weren't expensive. Quite cheap to buy. What's that there on another Barclay? This is the Barclay Sports Owners Club here. Of course, there's a place called Barclay in Gloucestershire. Diamond Jubilee celebration. Bit of conversation here. And the lovely Austin A35 van here. Workhorse in the day. That's St Rose's. So non-standard, not original seats there. Got the camping set there. Were these made in Barclay? Were they down in Gloucestershire? Were they? Right. Yeah.
It sounded nice.
Ah, right here. Well, these were made in Biggleswade, yeah. Well, certainly closer to London apparently than Gloucestershire. So you like the name Barclay. Bit of camaraderie here. Dog looking on there. And the Labrador. Motorbikes. The enthusiasts for the motorbikes, and Five Valleys Minis here, and sidecar there, and there's stalls and stands here. And no doubt lunch, if so desired. So it's getting on there, but time. St Rose's here in Stroud. School for the disabled, 5 to 2 here. Stalls and stand raising money for the school here. I think there's even a few prizes for those cars who impress the organisers here. Luxury 1.4. There goes the Vauxhall Astra GTE there. Of course, they were a car people wanted in the day, the youngsters at least. perhaps alongside a Capri or an Escort XL3i and the likes. Now, lovely Austin Ambassador, lovely condition here. The beg your pardon, the Austin Princess, but we've got the AC coming out here, which has distracted me slightly. The AC here. I'm not sure which one it was, mind you. He didn't have a write-up, so a bit difficult for if you don't know all about ACs. But this is the Austin Princess, on the predecessor to the Austin Ambassador at Wheel Nuts. Not seen it before, I don't think, so not sure if it's a local car or not. So they've got a period colour. And we have the Rover P4 coming out, and others. We're leaving it slightly early here. It's only just gone 2:30 to what, 25 to 3. I think this goes on to about 3:30, 4 o'clock. The P4 in the Rover, Doctor's Rover. The Rover 90 there, from South Gloucestershire. Now this is the car that sounds a bit like a 2CV. Probably is modelled on the 2CV. 2CV engine. Was it the 600cc or whatever it was? Apparently there used to be a 300cc one before. Anyway, yeah, there we go. So I don't think this one didn't go to the Longbridge Rally. Would have been most welcome. Here comes another Rover, the P6 here. And the Morris Minor. The 2000 here in the P6. The Morris Minor, the Morris 1000 of course. Traveller. At Wings on Wheels here. This is the car they wanted in the day, the youngsters. Nothing like the later one, which was rubbish apparently and pretty slow, but the quick one was the 80s Golf. A bit like the XL3i, but there we are. The Golf, the later ones were total rubbish, they weren't very good. Nobody wanted the later ones, they were all a lot of nonsense really, and a bit like a lot of VWs today, pretty rubbishy, fall to bits, and normally they're a bit slow and usually driven by old people, but that's what a lot of them say. But there we are. A lot of other cars available. You can also, don't have to buy German, you can buy any other car. Certainly a lot of cars made in this country. We need to start making more, of course, and not electric cars now, which some people won't buy because they don't like cars without engines. But young people moving with the times. Well, there we are, the Porsche coming out here, but German offering here. I think you got the competition in there now. So there we are, Porsche, German of course, and the old Golf here. This is when they were half decent, of course, in the 80s. Austin Healey here, 3000, and the Ford Cortina. There you go. Alright, he goes over 100. Oh, tell me, Neo, whether he takes in notice, I don't know. This one might for sale. Somebody called Neo might like it. Since he loves older cars, he's got the Hillman Imp and a Ford Escort, which hasn't been on the road for about the last 20 years. I wouldn't be surprised at that. Anyway, there we are. I think it's the Vauxhall Viscount there as well, and the competition taking place alongside here at St Rose's.
Hello there, hi. Firstly, I'd like to say thank you for everybody that attended, including obviously the exhibitors. Without them, we'd have no show whatsoever, and also all the people coming in to support it by looking and you know, and having an enjoyable day. It's much appreciated. Without all of us, the show wouldn't happen and the funds wouldn't be raised for the school. So,
yeah, it's all about the funds for the school. There we are. All important. Some roses here. Once a year.
The car I was first coming up, I'm going to hand over now, is the best sports car.
There we are. Car awards.
As always, it's so difficult to pick a car out, really. There's so many vehicles here.
Yeah.
You know, different types. everybody's got their own choices and whatever, so it is a difficult task, but certainly some of the ones that I picked out today, the Porsche 911 88 9 GNW Red, that was a good contender. There was the Hillman Avenger Tiger, FHY 363
Bright, I think bright yellow, I believe.
I see it was here the year before and probably a long time before that. But ultimately, today's choice we've decided between us come down to the Alfa Romeo Spider, which was B341 KVO grey. So that is the best sports car in show today. Come on.
Well, there we are. A lot of cars very nice. Autumn Princess looks very nice, and AC there, and they're all pretty good. Certainly well worth trying next year.
Oh, somebody's here. Yeah, I'm here. You need her.
Alfa Romeo, the awards here. St. Rose's for Wheel Nuts. Once a year in Stroud. This is now the Best in Show. Final award, Best in Show.
Also in recognition of John Billington, who set the show up 21 years ago, and without him there would be no show. I know his family's here today as well, so a big thank you to John.
There we are. 21 years ago, it's probably what, 2005 I'd assume. Or for the school here.
As I said, a lot of cars and vehicles to sort of choose between. There was a beautiful Land Rover forward control.
There we are, Land Rover.
Green down there, VLF 104
military.
today. A real credit to the work that has been put into that and the restoration of it. Another VW Carman Ghia, black car, beautiful looking car, and an owner should be very, very proud of it. But ultimately, it come down to one vehicle, and this one, which I hadn't seen before, I don't know if anybody else has, but it was the VW Camper in green and cream, 1967. Right. I think they call the vehicle Betsy Pearl.
So many of those around
there.
there.
The registration number was KB.
Won't be on rarity.
913E. So if you could please come up, the owners of that one.
Well, there we are. Quite a few British cars around that are very rare now. Unfortunately, a lot more younger enthusiasts have come along and restore cars and take an interest for the future. There we are, a few photographs there with the owner. Shame it wasn't an AEC or a Bedford or another well long gone British make. Sadly, a lot of them use builders' vans. I think some of these old motors were perhaps not abused as much. There we are. Well, this is the Morris Oxford cars preparing to leave here. Cars in motion here at Wheel Nuts. The Morris Oxford. There's also a Morris Cowley here. Alongside the Bentley there. And here he goes. And the Ford Model T alongside here. And the Gilburn here. Winding it up there. And the American cars as well here. The sports, vintage, and the classics here. Here at Hooter there. The Gilburn there. Warming up the course. People used to have to warm cars up years ago. Probably until about the mid-80s, I suppose. There's the Mini, alongside the Jag, XK8, the Mini Cooper. Back here the engines. Goes the Mini and the Jaguar XK8 here. So once a year spectacular in Stroud for Wheel Nuts. K8 and the Ford there. Is it the Model T? It is, isn't it? Yeah. A massive, it looks bigger than I thought, you know. Model T Ford and the Gilburn GT here. Mass produced Welsh car, there we are. And here it goes for the vintage. Pretty fast for the age. Probably a bit faster than you'd expect. I did like the Land Rover forward control and a few others down there. Wheel nuts here in Stroud. Looking over Stroud here, the small town of Stroud. Meanwhile, a few other cars going here. Some of our American cars here. Certainly, I expect they're probably owned by English people. Although, of course, a few Americans do come over here with big cars and move over here. But certainly, mainly they are probably brought over here and certainly then used or interesting flashing lights. Certainly, they can be restored here. But they're normally owned by British folks. There we are, the car's leaving here.